Vrindavan was very crowded because it was just after Janmashtami. Gary said, I don't want to be with crowds. I said, well, why don't you go to Haridwar? And in 3 days I'll meet you there, at the Brahma Ghat, on the bank of the Yamuna, under the clock. And then we'll go to Amarnath together. So we hardly even said goodbye. We're going to meet in 3 days. So the day before leaving, I was sleeping on the bank of the Yamuna River, on the ground. And I remember praying to God, I love this Vrindavan so much, maybe someday I'll return. God, whatever is your will, please let it be. But tomorrow I'm leaving to meet Gary. The next morning, I heard the temple bells ringing. I couldn't move. I had a blazing fever, and I was nausea like I've never been before. It was a stabbing pain in my stomach. I couldn't stand up. I just laid there for hours. Vultures were circling around me overhead, waiting for me to die of this fever. And I remember while I'm looking up at those vultures suffering like anything on this riverbank, why did I leave my comfortable, beautiful home in America? It was so nice. Protective parents. I had so many good friends. Here I am, all alone, dying. And then one Brijavasi, he happened to come by with an ox cart, looked at me and felt my head and picked me up and threw me in the back of his ox cart, brought me to a charitable hospital, which actually was worse. But then, the doctor told me I had typhoid fever. And he said, you cannot travel for at least a month. Otherwise you will die. So I stayed in Vrindavan and just living among the people. First I stayed in an ashram, and then I started just staying in the bank of the Yamuna under a kadamba tree. And just traveling around and meeting the people and trying to understand what is bhakti, what is Radha, what is Krishna. And I was roaming about to different holy places. And I decided the path of bhakti is what I want to follow. This philosophy is so much satisfying my heart, and it so much includes all other philosophies I learned, harmonizing and including without disrespecting. And I decided to stay for the rest of my life.